The TAKful Creator here. Okay, let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice, and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, grace, protection, mercy, purification, and healing watch over us and lead us to the reign of God. And watch over us, please, and lead us to the reign of God. Ashe. Okay, what is going on? Okay, so we see here first day of school, Aries. What day is today? Today is March 22nd. Technically, the first day of Aries season was the 20th. That cusp between Pisces and Aries. That's also my sister's birthday. And that is spring equinox. So we are finally in this new year with the new ideas that are in our brainstorming phase that are going to be pushed when this Taurus season comes. You know, Taurus all day. When this Taurus season, swings around, we're going to be able to have all the energy necessary to push the ideas that we are brainstorming right now in this season. Okay, so just know that if you are planning to play the lottery, you're gonna win, and you're gonna be able to get a new truck or upgrade your truck, upgrade your SUV, something with autism or like maybe you can, because with getting abundance from the divine, you are called to do charitable work. So maybe having autism or being on the spectrum in some regard would have you want to offer some of your winnings to this charity. If not, and you're not on the spectrum but still want to offer to that charity, that's pretty cool too. But that's kind of what I'm gauging there. Just know that in order for this win to truly be yours, you have to fully purify your system. So that could mean drink more water, maybe after that first swim of the season, that would be your purification process. I'm not really getting baptism, because you can do your own form of baptism, which could be a meditative thing, but again, that is very similar to having that first dive into the water and you haven't went swimming in a while. Okay, so that could be that purification. But drink water obviously is at the forefront, okay, because that is the way, the cleanest way to detox your system. Okay, but this is going to be a new experience where Hertz frequencies are probably required to protect your energy, protect your aura, protect your lottery winnings. Okay, and you'll be able to go shopping and whatever you wish technically would be at your disposal because you have the financial backing. Okay, now proceed with caution, because people are going to assume you're a sex worker because you have all of these financial blessings, and they may say that having so much money without the experience that leads up to having so much money might leave this individual in a mental entrapment of who to share the money with, how to finance the money, how to invest, how to make sure not to lose it all. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a holiday celebration, and there's not much to worry about there. That's people might be subtweeting because of the numerology, but this is an important notice. Okay, there's some ops that might act really confident around you, or act like they're your best friend, your gumdrop fairy friend, who wants to give you so many compliments and stuff like that. But just know, at the end of the day, they're only there saying all this nice stuff because they want to take your resources, they want to take your finances. Okay, they are honestly subtweeting you on the regular, so even in their compliments, they're backhanded, they're not full compliments. So you would know the individuals who are in the energy of feast or famine. I'm going to go out and be your best friend to make sure that I get a meal, or I'm going to go out of my way and make sure you feel special so that maybe you'll give me a couple dollars. Like, that's what I'm getting from this. Okay, but then we have this feast or famine with a home cooked meal. At the end of the day, whatever is being asked for can be obtained on their own. It's just that they're going to this individual because they're a lottery winner. Okay, but there's some kind of credit acknowledgement for this Aries, or there's a credit to this new Aries season. Okay, if we are doubling back, right, at the beginning of the reading, I talked about The first day of school. Wow, I just feel like I glitched for a second. The first day of school being in Aries. We're glorifying the season. So everything I said could be what's leading up to. This is all the impromptu information that is necessary before going into Aries season, so you know how to order your steps. Okay? Now we can see why, because, you know, it's essentially ghetto here, you know, an expensive endeavor that might cause some kind of uproar or aggressiveness, some kind of physical fight or verbal fight, some kind of confrontation. But with that fiery Aries energy, that is necessary to give the combustion that brought the Big Bang Theory into what we call life. Okay, and that's if you believe in the Big Bang Theory. Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter to me. There's flat earthers out there that, you know, still believe the earth is flat, so we can't help everybody. Okay, then we have this funeral service for Aries. So it's really like, in order for you to let this Aries be at the forefront, you have to let go. This Pisces season that we're removing ourselves from is just that, a removal process. Remove yourself, a death to the person you were prior to walking into this newfound new year. Because new year essentially is not January 1st. New Year's is spring equinox, when life goes from the death, right, not having leaves, not having buds, not having a lot of vegetation, to life, being able to grow. And you see cultivation, you see a shift in the colors of the same plants that are around, like the brown that seemed a little ashy now has a little bit more chestnut and mahogany to it. Why? Because it has the ability now to obtain more nutrients. The ground is becoming less solid, more permeable to hydration, more permeable to nutrients, more permeable to certain oxidation processes that allow the grass to breathe and thrive like we breathe and thrive. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is the process from Pisces to Aries is the same thing as we're going from winter to spring. It is a rebirth process, and that's why we call it the new year. So in this new year, there's going to be a divine collaboration that's going to cause for people to reevaluate how the elderly are showing up in society. Okay, how Sunday is perceived in society. Is it the day of relaxation, or is it a day to celebrate life? We can say, you know, talk about religion, talk about God, talk about one singular source, or we can just talk about life in general. Every Sunday you are celebrating the grass, you're celebrating the trees, you're celebrating the sky. We're offering a bit of the necessities that keep you going every day. Now, you know, I wouldn't say give all of your allegiance to Walmart and Apple, but what I'm saying is offer your appreciation for modernization, offer your appreciation for technology, offer your appreciation for systems that allow people to learn and grow. You know, this is what the Lord's Day could be about. It doesn't always have to be giving sacrifice to an entity that you can't see with your eyes. Some people need to glorify what they can see before they can glorify the unseen. Okay, and that's a great day for it. Now, this Cancer energy is offering some kind of psychic visions. So this very fluid, overarching yet supple energy, right? And I mean overarching, mean like they could get aggressive, they can get in your face, and they can be upfront, but it's usually laden in emotion, it's usually laden in a principle that was either broken or misinterpreted, and that's the reason why that aggressiveness is there. Otherwise, they would tap into that more calming, explanatory vibe that they have. Okay, now how do we... Wow. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. So by not establishing what the Lord's Day is truly meant to be, which is the day of appreciation and relaxation, this Cancer energy of, you know, what's to come, what's next, what's to come, you know, constantly wanting to be in the loop when the whole idea of fluidity is not being in the loop. they're using their psychic gifts that were already revoked, right? The psychic gifts were revoked from this Cancer energy. They're using these quote-unquote psychic gifts to manipulate the lives of people around them, when in actuality they have physical blindness. Like, what they're seeing in front of their face is not actual. They're living in their own delusion, and that delusion is causing them to believe that whatever psychic gifts that they see on TikTok and see on social media, TV, or they hear about from other people is what they have, right? They're acting and moving in this light, but in actuality the divine is looking at them like it's funny. Like, you don't see the Lord's day as any day that's worth appreciation, but you're out here thinking you have psychic gifts. No, you don't. They were revoked. Okay, now I would like to know whose gifts were revoked and why. Why? Okay, so hi, divine. Can you show me no? Thank you. Can you show me yes? And that we're on the right track, and that we're on the wrong track, and we might need to revisit something a little different. Much appreciated. Oh, okay, clear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we have the Lord's Day here, right? Now, with this Lord's Day, it's attached to the Aries energy. It's attached to the Cancer energy. Now, with it being attached to the Cancer energy, it is the lack of appreciation for an ultimate being that is encompassing us, right? And that's the reason why the psychic gifts were revoked. So we have two separate energies in this. Okay, so we have an Aries energy and we have a Cancer energy, and this is all happening from Pisces season to Aries season. That's why we're so heavy on this Aries energy that is over here. We're so heavy on this Aries energy because of the season we're in. So there's on one side there's an Aries that feels like it's ghetto here, and on the other side there's this Cancer that is kind of cloaking themselves. They're not being their authentic version. They are kind of putting on a mask, and this mask is supposed to show everyone else that they're trustworthy, right? Because it's in the upright. But this mask in actuality makes them seem like they're a robot, like they don't have their own sentiments, like they don't have their own uniqueness about them. It's as if they are piecing together other people and other things and creating kind of like a super person, if that makes sense. And don't get me wrong, behaviors are learned, and we're all meant to understand how everyone works around us so we can see how we can adopt certain behaviors to better be equipped for society. But in this case, that's not what's happening. In this case, we're seeing someone literally be a copycat. They're taking what they favor from other people and stitching it together and saying it's their personality and that it's them, when in actuality it's not. Okay, so maybe this Aries has psychic gifts, and so this Cancer is like, you know what, they can have psychic gifts too. They're going to do what the Aries is doing, right? And maybe that's how the psychic gifts are unfolding. In actuality, that's not what's happening. So this person is like, oh, you know, they're not playing games. They're not playing games. Scam likely. Hard fall, because people are going to see the deception. You say one thing and then you're like, oh, trust. And then all of a sudden nothing happens. Okay, well, I've been in experiences where I'm like, okay, well, this is going to happen, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Divine. I've been in situations where I'm like, you know, this is going to happen. I just feel it. And people are like, no. I'm like, okay, no problem. It doesn't happen today. I have to hear, see, you were wrong, you thought this, you thought that, and I have to take it on the chin. Okay, maybe I was incorrect. Then all of a sudden, maybe a week goes by and I was correct. It happens. That is an indication that your psychic gifts are showing you things in advance. So yes, it may not happen today. Psychic gifts are not 100%. They may be 80%. They may be 90%. The whole point is for us to strengthen our own individual powers so we can get closer to that ultimate percentage. But I know people who are literally like, it's gonna rain today. Mind you, the forecast said it wasn't and all this other stuff, but they just think because they feel it and they said it out loud that maybe it will happen. Like, all right. Okay. Most people who are psychics and have, you know, these gifts, they're able to use a bit of psychology to deduce what's in their immediate environment, and then see how that immediate environment, based on that psychology, is attached to certain experiences that they've had in life that are automatically brought up based on feeling, based on frequency. And those things are a sixth sense that they're not controlling. What they are controlling, again, is prerequisite information, so that when the gifts do unfold, they're solid. Even if it seems flimsy to other people, there will be a point in time where it would seem solid, where it would be shown that it's solid. Okay, and I'm telling you from personal experience, people try to play me all the time, and I'm like, I would not express anything to you unless it was going to happen. My intention for life is not to shed one lie, not to shed one mistruth, not to express one lick of information from my vessel in any regard that will deceive or manipulate any other person, including myself, for harm's sake, for negativity's sake, even for self-gratification, for selfishness. If it's not for the collective, it ain't happening. That is the intention I set for my life. So because of that, I am so strategic about everything. I would not even say a word, like in a situation where I have so much to say, a complete dissertation, I would stop and just sit and stare, observe, see. There would be no physical blindness on my, I would just observe, yes, take in this information and keep it moving. Maybe have the conversation with my guys later, have a meditation for it, maybe sleep on it. It says slump KO, a fried noodle after the firefighter. Okay, so either causing aggression, which would be the fire, or beating a fighter, physically giving violence, you know. Yeah, not I. You can trust that at the end of the day, wouldn't be me. I will remove myself completely. If the words are not meant to be transferred and my physical body could be in harm, I will remove myself. Actually, the divine will move me, because I am, again, moving with the divine. Okay? But just know that this energy of this Cancer, and this Cancer is a youthful person a youthful woman under 40. And I say person opposed to woman because they're not moving in a high vibrational light. You see the kill die here. And when I started the reading and Aries fell out, this song, Kill Bill by SZA came on. And it's like, I'm so mature. It doesn't seem that way if you're not going through this beach or ocean. It's a feast or famine energy over here, Cancer. It's like either this or that. There's no, isn't it a predictable cycle? At this point, it's like, do you know what a compromise is? You act like, you know, you're a secretary, or I'm getting personal assistant. You act like you're a personal assistant and a medium and all this other stuff, but in actuality, it's the same girl over here. There's Aries that is the medium and a secretary and does all this stuff. It's not really the Cancer. The Cancer has to go through their own battles. I see excursion, journey on one side, excursion on the other. It's a journey for the Aries because they're a medium. They've let go of whatever is not serving them because it's ghetto. They're here for celebrations. They're here for removing this sex worker or mental entrapment from whatever celebrations that they're here. Like, yay, it's a fun time, but then proceed with caution because all this stuff is no. It's just supposed to be a fun time. You can keep that for these pissy people over here. Apparently there's no love between this Cancer energy and this Aries, but it makes a lot of sense. Of we have kill, die, home cooked meal, feast or famine. It's like on one end we have like, it's do or die. It's do or die. Like, this is the last option. This is the last ultimatum. And then on the other end, we have, oh, there's so much abundance here, but you know what? We need to have standards. There's so much greatness here, but you know what? There's certain things that we would have to proceed with caution because that does not align with us. And yes, these music messages are emphasizing this yellow, this very sickly color. Why? Because life lessons are here. So the only sickly nature that we have on this side of Aries is what happens when a rebirth process goes on. Okay, so a butterfly comes out of cocoon. It doesn't just burst out the cocoon and say, I'm here, snitches. Like, it doesn't say that. Like, it very cautiously comes out of the cocoon and has to stretch and has to, you know, make sure the wings are, you know, fully enveloped or unenveloped, you know what I mean? And like, they're fully open and able to flutter and have the necessary strength so that when it goes to fly, it doesn't just fall into the ground and die. Like, that's what the life lessons are all about. Like, be that sacrificial lamb. See what you have to let go of. That's the whole point of sacrificial lamb. We choose which one has to die first. Okay, well, what has to die? The music messages will let you know. Maybe being, there's a song by Taylor Swift playing right now, Anti-Hero. So maybe it has something to do with that. I'm not necessarily going to look up the lyrics here, but just by the name alone. There's something about April. Sunday, you talked about that relaxation. And when Lime is in reverse, and with the no love, it's a lack of luck. It's a lack of that healing that this sickliness needs. Okay? Why? Because there's this bigot or racist energy around, and explicit bigot, racist, explicit energy that the ancestors are kind of trying to break up. You see, they're in the middle. It's trying to break this energy up, right? And in them trying to break up this energy, we see on the other end, there's an infant that's going to be born in New Month. So it's like all this hate and negativity that so we have this energy that's over here, this Cancer, that is talking about, oh, you know, we want this Aries energy to kill / die. We don't want this. We don't want this. And this Aries energy is like, no, we want the past that's not serving us to kill / die. So while this Aries over here is in this regal energy that kind of seems like they're bad and bougie, this Cancer energy is pushing like they're not royal and stuff. It's just that they've been proposed for the position. They've been given something that is unnecessary, that's not deserving. And it's like, what? Bell peppers are necessary. Now, what are bell peppers generally used for? So the colors alone, yellow, green, red. These colors are symbolizing life in its most robust form, if that makes sense. So let's see, yellow, think of light emanating in its highest form, right? Think of red, fire in its highest form. Think of green as growth in its highest. What it's symbolizing is the max power, okay? Peppers, the max power. And I'm not even getting spiciness because they have the ability, there's a spectrum. They could be mild, they could be super spicy. But what I'm getting here is really like max power. Even in their most mild state, they pack a punch. Okay, so this energy over here packs a punch, and they're trustworthy, and they understand what Sunday is used for. We're not even being prompted to relax and stuff. Sunday is the cleanup day. It's the day overarching to restart the week. But having this vibration, this Cancer is like, oh, bet I can remove the royalty from this energy and take it for themselves by wiretapping them, by energetically focusing on them so much that you start to act like them, or energetically acting like them so that you can eventually become them. And honestly, you can't do that with anyone unless you went through their experiences. And even going through the identical experiences, if you don't have the identical makeup, you're not going to be the same person. And even have the identical makeup and having the identical experiences, there's been experiments that have proven you still won't have the two identical lab rats. They will be different in some regard. Okay, so there's a lucky nature to this wiretap. At the end of the day, the hate is going to be on chill because this energy is too upright, is too chill, is too casual, is too chosen, divine. Like, it's too close to the highest frequency to even be named like anything negative. So it's like this Cancer energy, everyone's just like, oh, it's a predictable cycle, you need to heal, go cry about it, come back, high vibrations or nothing. Like, yeah, People, yeah. This is how you're kind of coming off with how aggressive you are with your children. It kind of seems like that. And I say your children because oftentimes people that aren't healed, they only want to hang around certain types of kids. So it's like your type of kid. So the kid that you saw over yonder that reminded you of yourself back in the day. That's what I'm gauging here. Like your type of kid. Like, for example, you know, I was a nerd, and in some regards I was popular, and in some regards I was shy, and in other regards I was really outspoken. So in certain kids, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be nice to a kid today. I'm going to go high five that one because I remember there was a time where I did something like that. So I'm only identifying with that kid because it's similar to me. Not having that overarching love like this Aries has over here. This overarching love for all kids, no matter what the dynamic is, no matter what the similarity is. And kids are not just physical beings. They're symbols of pureness, of innocence. They're symbols of the necessity to nurture, the necessity to guide, the necessity to teach, to sculpt. They're symbols, okay? And so that when we see molester, pedophile, rapists, we're not always talking about like physically taking innocence from a kid, like their genitals. No, you can take innocence from a kid by having them grow up too soon. Take innocence from a kid by, you know, having them dress a certain way and listen to certain music, have certain conversations with them that their brains aren't equipped to process. But just know that a portal is going to be activated in this baby that's going to be born in the coming months, because we get infant months, or we're getting, maybe there's a baby already involved, a baby that's an infant that's only a few months old. Put down, there's some treachery, nap time, and a cheater. Complications may arise, but just know whatever passion, aggressiveness, and anger that was going to be given by this Cancer energy is going to be rebuked. The hate's on chill. It has to be on chill because this other energy is too high vibrational. It just makes the Cancer look stupid. It makes them look like they just have to get their lives together, that at this point there's nothing more that can be done. Like either compromise or excuse my language, let shit go. But like I said, it's luckiness for this Aries in this Aries season. I know there's a part of me that feels like I'm talking to somebody I know. So if I know you and you watching this video, I'm talking to you, man. Get your stuff together. Maybe you work with the popo, maybe you are the popo, or you know, maybe you know the popo, or you know a popo is doing this. I don't know. Tell somebody to get it together. Okay, this Aries season is supposed to be beginning this heaven on earth experience, all right? After the spiritual war that we've been talking about for the last 6-7 months. Come on now. Don't let nobody thief your joy. Let go of this need to push boundaries that are just unnecessary. Don't engage, okay? Stick with the moon and you'll get all the upgrades that are necessary for your transition as an Aries. And as a Cancer, heal. Okay, that's what that moonlight energy is telling you to. All right, so I will wish us all luck. I will see us soon. Until the next.